welcome to another episode of the Toon in 10, brought to you by the Toon Network. As ever, I'm Adam, and that is Vince. Pete's away for the weekend, so he couldn't join us, but he will return shortly. It's like we've kind of completely phased him out, isn't it? Like
he's had one, I think, in the last 10.
He's had a token.
What he was here, I couldn't make it, so it's like we're.
There's rumours that you've both fallen out.
Yeah. Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
No, sad.
Yeah, like you sold him some sort of like dodgy merchandise or something, and he's really upset. Some counterfeit jeans, possibly.
Tried to sell him a new cap.
Yeah. He's not. He's got a guy. He's got a hat guy, hasn't he?
Nobby Burton.
Right. Well, it's been quite a week in the life of a Newcastle United supporter. We've got plenty to talk about over the first half and the second half. But for the first half, of course, where else to start but the City ground on Friday night and the madness. We talk about the can't see the forest for the trees, but the trees happen to be some quite controversial decisions, but we'll get onto that in a second. So, the first half, 5 minutes. Got a new timer now on my fancy new watch. 5 minutes at the ready and go. What the fuck? What happened?
I think we've seen this before. We talked about it a couple of weeks back. In the referees almost being overawed by the fact that they're officiating our games and totally losing it, and I think that's happened again.
Yeah.
I blame Henry Lansbury, don't get me wrong, he's got form for it. Did you see a tweet from Carl Henry?
Yes. At the same time, I don't want to give Carl Henry any, because he's a dick as well. Yeah. So, but yes, I appreciate that he's got previous there. But I mean, let's look at the incidents kind of in order.
So the Shelvey.
So let's look at the Shelvey one first. From my opinion, I think that there wasn't much contact, but the intent was absolutely there. I think he's basically done like a donkey kick out, and he didn't know what he was going to kick. Like he didn't.
He's going down, holding his head like
horrific.
Awful.
It's embarrassing. But I think the fact that John Joe Shelvey did that, not knowing if he was actually going to kick the guy in the face or not, I think that's a deserved. For me, that's a deserved red card, and I think Shelvey's let everyone down there.
That linesman, though, the way he was flagging, he had an absolute chod on trying to get. Do you know what I mean? I just think that set the tone. I think the referee made the right call there, personally. Yeah, Shelvey's to blame. Shelvey shouldn't have been putting himself in that position.
Yeah, exactly. He shouldn't have given the referee a decision to make at all, regardless of contact or not. We had a penalty shout where the guy was all over Kieran Clark. I mean, see from the reverse camera, where the linesman was actually on that side, and he's tugging the shirt like this. You can see it stretching.
Lack of inconsistency.
And he's basically just like throwing him down, and it's like, well, okay, give that. So okay, don't give that, but then how could you then legislate for not giving the disallowed goal for Kieran Clark, where he was adjudged to have been, which was actually a far less severe shirt pull. So
total inconsistency in the decision.
So I mean, that was just. I mean, it just reeked. It just reeked.
And then the Dummett one.
Well, as far as I understand, I might be completely wrong if any of the viewers or listeners know better. But this kind of triple jeopardy rule.
If you give a penalty, it's a yellow card.
If you throw on goal, and it's sort of like you've stopped a goal scoring opportunity, it's not an automatic red card. It's a yellow card. It's a penalty because obviously this triple jeopardy thing where it's a penalty, sent off, and you get banned.
Yeah.
So, and what Lansbury's done is he's stopped. He's waited for the momentum of
Dummett.
In fairness to Dummett, it wasn't his guy. He's come through the middle. I think Kieran Clark was out of position and didn't see. He's tried to run back. There's nothing Dummett can do in that situation because the guy's just.
Lansbury's bought it entirely.
He has, and he's kind of on the way down anyway. And I sort of don't disagree with the penalty being given because it was, but he did bundle in the back with him. It was clumsy, but the guy, it wasn't. I don't think it was a cynical, professional foul, as it were. And I think it's a yellow card. I think it's a penalty, and then we've got a chance with 10. Pete Graves from Sky made a good point about the Shelvey thing, about it being potentially off the ball, and that not necessarily meaning that was a penalty, that first one.
Yeah, because where was the goal scoring?
But it was like if it's off the ball, it should be kind of a drop ball or something. He was suggesting. I don't know. Again,
I think the first one with Shelby, I think it was a sending off. The penalty's a fair point. I think the second one with Dummett, I don't think it's a penalty. I think Lansbury's bought it on himself, not just making a meal of what happened as with Shelby. I think he's invited on. He's intentionally brought that on. But Darlow.
Well, look at Darlow. What amazing saves, and against his old club as well. Like it was absolutely spectacular. And to be honest,
no doubt he's our first choice keeper.
I think he's cemented himself there, especially after sort of Sells' performance in the week. But I mean, I must say, I thought we defended incredible. I mean, amazingly went ahead. Great finish from Richie. But the fact that their 2 goals came from like within. Like the 6-yard box. That was the only way they could score against us. There was apparently a suspicion of offside for the first one, which I need to see again. But I think for 9 men to defend like we did and nearly get a point, be a few minutes away from a point, you know, I just think we'll bounce back. I think we'll absolutely bounce back from that. We're going to have to learn to play without Shelvey for a bit. We might have had to learn to play with him for about 10, 11 games if he gets his races in charge against him. But we defended well enough and the team fought, I think they fought for each other. And yeah, I think we'll come back from it.
I just don't think the referee was against us.
It was amateurish, wasn't it? Absolutely some hideous decisions there, but it's consigned an awful week, really, hasn't it? That's.
I think we'll talk about that in the second half. The awful week.
The madness. See you after this. Welcome back to the second half of the Toon in 10, brought to you by the Toon Network. I mean, Friday night was just crazy. I mean, it was a thrilling match. I've got to give you that. It was a lot more thrilling than the Blackburn game, of course. But let's kind of talk about the last week. 3 defeats inside 7 days. We've got suspensions. Are we going to climb out of this rut? Is that all it is? Is it a blip? We've got Rafa at the helm. Can he get us out of it? Time at the ready and go.
So it's been a difficult week, and I think it's been a difficult week because of how well we were doing. 9 wins on the bounce, and a lot of optimism regarding the whole game. And it was a hell of a good opportunity getting to the semi-finals of the league.
Huge, yeah.
But for me, I think if we look at it fairly, we lost away to a Premier League club. We lost away to Nottingham Forest, who aren't a bad team. They've got some good players in there. Bentner, Lansbury, Assombalonga when he's fit and on form.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too bad. The Blackburn game at home does rankle, or that's the one.
Stagnant performance, wasn't it, that one? I mean, if you look at the 2, right, the cup, we took it to a penalty shootout, and that's when it's a penalty shootout.
Awful penalties, but we did.
It was awful penalties, but usually when you get to a penalty shootout, you're looking at 50-50 really. It could go either way. We probably should have put that game to bed beforehand.
The first half in particular, we were well ahead of full.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not too bad, losing away on penalties to a Premier League club in the quarterfinals.
You roll the dice again on that one, you'll get a different outcome. Like it's annoying, and I was really frustrated to be on the losing side when I genuinely thought we were absolutely the better side and we wanted it more. I mean, you couldn't even fill the stadium for
that was disgusting, particularly the tickets, the fact they only gave us 2,500
and then they shut a load of them
and closed a quarter or a third of their stadium.
It's embarrassing.
Wankers.
I mean, they're a side who won't appreciate that win as much as we would, and that sounds horribly bitter, but if they were bothered about that cup, they'd have filled the stadium.
Well, we would have sold out. If that had been at our ground, we would have sold out,
and we'd be raving about it even now. Yeah. Like even if we lost. But look at the 2 defeats in the league. The Blackburn one, I was quite philosophical after full time coming out of the stadium. I was kind of thinking, do you know what, we've been spoilt so far this season, and it's a level of intensity and good performance that you're not going to win every game. You're really not, and. It was an awful game to watch, even as a neutral. It was horrible.
They came to stop us playing. That was the difference. They came with a game plan. To give Coyle credit, he executed it well. They came to stop us playing, and it worked for them.
You did, yeah, absolutely. And look, we talked about the Forest game as well. That's two defeats in the league by a goal. Even down to 9 men, we didn't get trounced, and that's the important thing. The togetherness and spirit was still there in all of those 3 defeats, and I think that's critical to Benitez keeping the dressing room together and instilling that confidence even when things go bad.
And we're still 1 point clear at the top of the league, and we're still 6 points clear of 3rd place.
We're still
And we're 10 points ahead of Norwich, and I still think, I know Norwich have gone through a run of bad form, I still think Norwich are the 2nd best team in that league. I do.
They've gone through awful
I think you look at their squad, they've really hardly lost anyone they came down with, and I think they've got a good manager. I think to be 10 points clear of, in my opinion, the 2nd best team in the league, I think we're doing
well. That's it. You've got to look at it. It doesn't. A lot of people say, no, well, he's lost like 5 games already in the league or whatever. Benitez, is it? I think it's 5. But all matters. Every league is different, and all that matters is our position in relation to 3rd place. Because the most important thing, priority 1, is promotion. I don't care if we win the league or not, but I do care that we get promoted. So as long as we're in those 2, we've got a shout. We've got a really good squad at the minute, and I guarantee we will. We'll bolster the squad in January.
So that's a good point. That's a good point, because I've been thinking about that. We're not far off. January window opens in 4 weeks, less than 4 weeks. We're not necessarily who we're going to go for, but what positions do we need to strengthen?
I think certainly the 2 positions that we need to go for. I think even before this whole Shelby business, we needed. Well, we just need another centre midfielder, because the other 2 midfielders we've got are Colback and Hayden.
If Anita plays there, he's a destroyer as well, isn't he?
You've got Tiote, who's probably going to leave this January, if not. I mean, Tiote. Yeah, you can almost discount him. Yeah. So I think we need another centre midfielder. Does Diarmi drop in if Shelby's not playing?
Diarmi hasn't impressed me at all.
Well, we're
now almost halfway through, more than 1/3 of the way through the season.
But I think
yet to show.
Well, this is it, Perez and Diarmi. But I wonder, and I wrote an article about this week. Is it just that role? Is it that role, that secondary striker, the number 10 role, and behind the main striker? That's the issue there. Does it not fit? Because whoever seems to play there doesn't really work. Should we play with Mitro and Gale up front, 4-4-2?
See, I think for central midfield, if we look at the loan market, come January, there'll be a lot of players in the Premier League who aren't getting many games. I've said it before, someone like Charlie Adam would be ideal. I wouldn't mind this, I know people are going to hate this, I wouldn't mind us taking a look at Joey Barton either. I know it's complicated to bring him back.
It's a divisive statement, yeah.
Last year he was the player of the Championship, and I think Joey Barton, he's good set piece taker. I wouldn't mind us looking at him.
I can definitely understand
as the player, not the man, but as the player.
I definitely understand the benefits of having him, but I just think his baggage could disrupt the dressing room.
It's a fair point.
But yeah. And maybe another wing option as well, because Aaron's again, you write him off.
Knockout's you want, but
we need
Brighton aren't going to let him go to us, are they?
Well, weren't we linked with that Judge guy? This Alan Judge. And he was injured. He's been injured, so it could be that we've already got a deal in place for him or something, or we might have looked elsewhere. The kind of Premier League standard players. I don't know. We'll speculate over January transfers in the coming weeks, but I think
Fabregas isn't getting much game time, is he?
Okay. Or Sturridge, or dream big. Anyway, let's put this nightmare week to bed. I guarantee we can bounce back. Next game, Birmingham, is it?
Birmingham's been playing good football, actually. Given the team's been sort of decimated.
It's not going to be easy. It's really not going to be easy. But we've got Rafa Benitez in charge. We're still top of the league, and hell, we've just avoided a 2-leg trouncing in the semi-final against.
And if you remember, last video we talked about being Adam's birthday, and I do believe he's had a gift of some of his friends he'd like to announce.
I did, yes. So, big Geordie fan, Chris Scott, and Associated Friends got me this top. For my birthday, with a very special, personalised name and number on it. Can you see that?
Yeah, good.
Toon in 10. Brilliant. So, Thanks for that, guys. Much appreciated. And a big shout out to Chris as well, because he's getting married this weekend to his fiancée Hannah. So best of luck there. I'll try not to embarrass myself on the dance floor. Brilliant. Right. Thanks for that, Vince. Thanks for watching another episode of the Toon in 10, brought to you by the Toon Network. Of course, I've been Adam, that has been Vince. Pete will return sometime once he's got a new hat sorted. Subscribe to YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, the works. You know how it works now. Tell all your friends, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye, bye.